Hi, I'm Lynn.
And hi, I'm Leslie.
And today we want to show you, this is the GO tumbler die that finishes to 4 inches, and it is one of the dies that is included in the new GO Baby Starter set.
It's really a cute shape.
It is. I love tumblers. They're so easy to put together. It's a great way to use up fabric that's in my stash. And now you've got even more choices with tumblers because we already have the 3-inch and the 6-inch in the line. So this is a really great addition.
Yeah, size options are always great.
So this die does have the 2-tone foam, so it's easy to know where to place your fabric. And it's also with the 6x6 size, it's compatible with the GO Baby, the GO Big Electric, as well as the Studio with your die adapter.
Wow.
The quilt behind us is called the Tumbler Bright Baby Quilt, and this is the pattern that is in your pattern book. And then the flower die is the other die that comes in the set. So there are a lot of great ideas in here that we've got a couple that we're showing here about ways to use your tumbler. So, okay, so let's go ahead and we'll see how this cuts. There are a couple of tips with tumbler dies that you do not want to fan fold your fabric. There's something we're going to show you here that will help you save as much fabric as possible. And we recommend that you run the tumbler with the short end facing in towards the roller with your fabric on the lengthwise grain. So in order to find your lengthwise grain, if you have your selvage like I do here, make sure that the selvage is facing you or your belly button, and that will ensure that your lengthwise grain is running the length of the cutter as it goes under the roller. And so what we're going to do, you can cut up to 6 layers with tumblers with 100% cotton fabric, but we're going to show you this trick here with how you can save your fabric, so with just 1 layer. And so I'm going to just put that down over my shape with my mat on top. I'm just going to roll up the extra fabric here, and we're going to run it through.
So if I was going to do 6 layers, I would still have them go singly across and not fan fold them.
Correct, yes. Okay, so there is 1 tumbler. So now what I'm going to do, so here's my fabric, so I'm going to flip it. I'm going to flip it so then
we save fabric.
Right, and actually I'm going to spin my die is what I'm going to do. So I've got my short edge facing back in. Then the only thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you either cut these extra pieces off or you roll them back up on the side. And then we put our mat on top and we'll run it through again.
So we're really cutting without any waste of fabric, playing with the angle of the shape.
Right. Okay, there's our second tumbler. And then you can see how there's very little fabric waste there at all.
Yeah, probably less than I could doing it traditionally get.
Absolutely. The tumbler is a great starting place for beginner quilters.
And a little bit more interesting than a square to be sewing. And we've got lots of layout ideas and suggestions. So should we talk about sewing?
Absolutely.
Okay. So one of the things about the die is it does notch our corners. So traditionally we want to lay them out a lot of times, so we have our long ends together, but that would eventually create a circle, which could be a fun layout, but not what we usually want to do. We want to lay them out in a strip scenario, and so we want to have the short side and long side alternating going down. And when we go to sew them, we want to line them up, and the cool thing about it is it's already notched, so our dog ears are done, and they'll just line right up. But when we go to feed it through, it is going to look a little angular and not straight on the 2 pieces. So this is correctly to position through. So we're just going to go to our machine, and because I don't have those dog ears there, I want to get the edge of the fabric right up to my needle so that it can grab it and pull it through. I'm just going to sew right down. So very nice for beginners. And because we have the notches and stuff, when we open this up, little scissors there off my feeder.
Oops, okay. And our 1/4-inch seam allowance is accurate.
It's perfect, already figured in there. And when I open it up, it's going straight across the top and straight across the bottom. It's perfect.
That's wonderful. So then once you get these rows put together, it's pretty easy to sew them across. You could pin those if you want to make sure that those are fitting perfectly together. Yep. So there are many more tumbler pattern ideas. That was one thing we were going to talk about that no matter what the size of your tumbler, you can easily adapt any tumbler pattern. No matter, you know, if it says it's for a 6-inch, but you want to use the 4-inch, then it's really easy to do that.
Yep, you can do the same size. It would just be a finished different size when you're done.
Correct.
Because of the seam